We would like to start with a question about your research interests. Could you please tell us more about them and what motivated you to join the Aggressor project specifically?
I am a proud and devoted political historian, which is not a very frequent, thing to come out about these days. One thing that has been a major interest for me was parliamentary history. Parliamentary history seen with the help of cultural anthropology methods, really observing this parliamentary tribe, seeing more than just a number of MPs, but also all these informal rules and habits and initiation rituals and all that. And that was what brought me together with Ivan Sablin, a common interest in such functioning of socialist federal parliaments. And Ivan then asked me about this idea of a Brezhnev piece and also introduced me to this lovely company of top European professors, but also postdocs and docs who are working with them. So I'm very happy to be a part of that project.
You mentioned Ivan Sablin, our project manager, and you co-authored with him a chapter on the Soviet leader Leonid Brezhnev's role in the brutal crackdown of the Prague Spring from the project volume. Could you explain the political context of the Warsaw Pact invasion of Czechoslovakia?
Czechoslovakia did not join the other socialist countries in de-Stalinizing its socialist system as early as in the mid-50s. Czechoslovakia still erected a Stalin monument in the second half of the 50s. So that was why the Prague Spring, this reform project and social movement of 1968 was such a big thing. It started as an elite project inside the Communist Party, the project of so-called socialism with a human face, being, a comeback to this humanist tradition of Marxism, and also a smart, pragmatic way how to get some economic, political, and other liberalization. What was started as an elite project, in fact, turned into a very broad social upheaval because it went so far and it went so fast. It represented a threat for Brezhnev's leadership.
Did these events of 1968 mark the beginning of disillusionment with socialism and the Soviets?
Internally in Czechoslovakia, it really became a trauma for a whole generation. This sort of conscious mobilization of people for the socialist reconstruction and all that was gone.
I would like to zoom in towards these attitudes to Brezhnev in particular. How did they evolve in the following decades? Did the Velvet Revolution bring him somehow as an aggressor to the public sphere?
Opposition and the exile circles simply made a very useful trick of personifying the aggressor in Brezhnev. So using Brezhnev's figure, evoking all these negative emotions about brotherly kisses between the communist leaders. In 1971, when Brezhnev visited Czechoslovakia, he gave Gustav Husák this big kiss, at the airport. That was really understood as having the aggressor on you. The 1989 revolution seemed to confirm the version about Brezhnev being the aggressor. That was when this golden age of feature films depicting this yelling Brezhnev, and sorry to describe it that way, but really gorilla-like, face. It was really this disgust which was present in this image.
I wonder whether Brezhnev and the invasion are invoked by the way of analogy to more recent events. For example, to compare Russia invasion of Ukraine, or maybe there is a major differences between Czech and Slovak, especially because of this Russophilic turn in Slovakia.
As of the first day of the war, the Czech public immediately remembered that we are the ones who experienced something similar. It was Russia and Putin being the same as Brezhnev and us knowing what the Ukrainians are going through. Technically speaking, this is a very different thing. In the military sense and security sense, this is nothing that could be compared. And yet this was also what made such a big change in general public opinion of foreigners and immigration. The Czech Republic had been a very anti-immigration open society. And now it accepted 500,000 of Ukrainian refugees. And it happened with so much support because of this Russia, Soviet, Brezhnev, Putin connection. The question why Slovakia is different in this sense, once again, has very deep, although unclear historical roots. Slovakia had a different attitude toward socialism in general, because after the Second World War, it went through different development thanks to socialism. And after 68, the purges and the trauma in Slovakia was not as deep as in the Czech lands. That is why this image of Brezhnev is definitely not working in Slovakia in the same sense. Although I'm a historian, I still wouldn't believe that there could be such a difference.